Hello, everyone. Welcome to our class today. Today, we are going to be talking about rock painting, which is one of our favorite activities. We are from Creativity for Kids. Excited to partner with Michaels on this workshop today. You can see my friend Meredith, who is going to be teaching you all about rock painting and how we can paint towards different themes of the year. We've got a lot of rock painting kits at Michaels. And like I said, it's one of our favorite activities. So if you have any questions throughout the class today, put them in the Q&A and we'll be happy to answer them. Take it away, Meredith.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Ashley. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. So we are going to be doing some rock painting, and we're going to get ready for springtime and Easter. So start thinking about some of the things you'd like to paint on your rocks that have to do with springtime and Easter. All right, so let's open up our box and see what's inside. All right, and if we can highlight our overhead camera, we'll take a look at everything I'm taking out. All right, so we have our rocks, and in this kit, all of these are natural rocks. So they're found in nature, so that means that they are all different shapes and sizes, and since they are natural, they might have a little bit of dust on them, so you might want to wash them off or take a damp paper towel and just wipe them before you start crafting with them. We have our paint. Ooh, look at how big this paint strip is. So this is special paint. And not all rock painting kits come with paint like this. This is paint that's specially formulated to be weather resistant. So you can leave your rocks out in nature and the paint will not wash off of them. So this is special paint for our rocks. And in here, we have two different size brushes. We have our broad brush for large areas, for covering large areas. And then we have our fine point brush. And if you do have this kit and you take the little protector off of it, you can see there's a little bit of glue on it, keeping the point nice and pointy, but it comes off very easily. You can just run your fingers over it, or you can just rinse it off in some water and it'll be ready to use. We have our sponge, and I'll get to this later, but it's going to be helpful for putting on our transfers. And our transfers, we have 4 gold foil transfers. And we have 2 sheets of transfers that you can put on your rocks and then paint them in. So we have a lot to choose from. And if you do have this kit at home and you're following along with me, maybe you want to pick out some of these transfers that you'd like to use for your springtime or Easter rocks. I can see already maybe this rainbow might be perfect for spring. And then we have our little stickers that go on the back of the rock, and this is hashtag Creativity for Kids. So this is on our social media account. If you'd like to put your rocks out in nature and you put one of these stickers on the back of it and someone finds it, then they can go to hashtag Creativity for Kids and post a picture of the rock they found. So that's if you want to do that as well. So we have our instructions, and let's see what our first step is. All right, it starts with covering your work surface because we don't want to get our paint or any kind of mess on your table that you're working on. So either putting down some newsprint or like a placemat or something like that to cover your work surface. I have some paper towels. And some other things that you might want to grab if you're grabbing something to cover your work surface, you'll need some paper towels, some water to rinse your brush, and some scissors to cut out your transfers. And you might want to grab a pencil if you'd like to do some drawing on your rock to help you paint things in. Now, if you don't have this kit, don't worry. All you need to do is go out and grab some rocks, or you might be able to find some rocks at Michael's to paint and get some acrylic paint. And although it might not be weatherproof, it will act very similar to this type of paint. So, and then of course you can get some stickers or some transfers if you'd like to add something like this to your rocks as well. All right, so now that we've covered our work surface, I'll put some of these rocks over there. We'll put that aside for now, and we'll get to those a little bit later. There we go. All right. So as I said, you can brush these rocks off, just get some of the dirt off of them. You could even, if you plan ahead, you could even wash them off with water and let them dry. But I think they'll be clean enough for us to do right now without having to wash them thoroughly. All right. So as you look at your rocks, you can kind of see different shapes. And when you're looking at the different shape of the rock, you might think that it looks like something already. So like maybe you see this to look like a bunny rabbit, or maybe this looks like the perfect Easter egg. So let's start with this one because I think it does look like the perfect Easter egg. It's nice and oval. So what we want to do is prepare our rock for color by putting down a base coat of white. And it doesn't take too long for this paint to dry. So we're gonna actually prepare a couple of our rocks just by painting white. And you can paint pretty loosely. You don't have to get in every nook and cranny. We're just painting it white, so any color that we paint on top of it after it dries, that color will be more vibrant. It will be nicer to look at. And you can see some of these rocks have a white background already. So if you don't want to paint white as your base coat, you could paint a different color as your base coat, but the colors might not be as vibrant if you do a different color as your base coat. So I'm going to keep going with the white. Oh, I wonder what this could be. Maybe this would be like a little chick. I could see this being a cute little chick. So I'm going to paint it white first, but then I'll probably end up adding yellow to it to make it look like a little chickie. So back when I was younger, I actually had a bunny and its name was Butterscotch. Jennifer, have you ever had a bunny as a pet?
I haven't, but a good friend of mine did. And when they would go on vacation, I would get to watch it. Very cute and cuddly. I love them.
Oh, yeah, they're so cuddly. They're nice and soft. And they don't bark and they don't make too much noise or mess. So I like bunnies too. I like dogs too, but bunnies are perfect for the season right now. All right, let's see. This one is kind of rectangular. Maybe this one would be good for like a springtime scene, or maybe like a rainbow, but maybe like a bunch of little flowers on this one. I could see that being a nice shape for a springtime scene. And it is April, and it being April, there's a saying for the springtime, which is April showers bring May flowers. So if you wanted to paint one of those adorable little rain clouds, that would make sense too, because that could represent April showers. And then this one definitely reminds me of a rainbow. So I could see the rainbow here and the cloud here and the cloud there. And this one can be my April showers rock. So we're getting some good ideas already. Now, is there an idea that you all have out there that I didn't think of? If you have an idea of a rock that you would like to see me paint, something that has to do with springtime or Easter, go ahead and type that in and Jennifer can tell me what it is.
Yeah, put it in the Q&A.
There we go. I'll let that dry too. All right, do we have any ideas out there?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, I must have covered most of them then. That works for me. All right.
Oh, Deborah said a butterfly.
Oh, I want to do a butterfly. Okay, we're definitely going to make this one into a butterfly then. All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for your suggestion. We'll definitely do a butterfly. Okay. So we have our ideas. We've painted our rocks with our base coat. Now let's go ahead and rinse out our brush. And if you got any paint on your hand, it's okay. It'll come off with soap and water. There we go. Or you can even just kind of rub it off like that. There we go. All set.
And we have a few more suggestions. Tina said a B. We have a sun. Allison said a B. So lots of fun ideas.
Oh, you guys are great. Thank you. All of those are wonderful ideas. All right, so let's get started then. Okay, first things first, we were going to do this one here, which is already dry. This is the first rock we painted. And like I mentioned, this paint dries quite quickly. So while we're painting our Easter egg, our other rocks will dry, and then we can get to some of your ideas too. Okay, so our Easter egg, usually when you dye an Easter egg, it becomes a different color. So it's a matter of taking an egg and putting it in dye, and then it turns into a color. So that color, I think I would like it to be yellow. So we'll put yellow on top of our white. There we go. And it's looking nice and vibrant because we put that white down first. And I'm putting this on as a very thin coat, just so it dries enough so that I can start putting some decorations on our Easter egg. So you can see some of the Easter eggs that I have here as examples. They have stripes. They have zigzag lines. We have polka dots, little itty bitty marks. So there's quite a few different ways to paint your Easter egg, but I think I'm going to focus on polka dots. And I think I'll start with, oh, you know what? I'm going to switch brushes because we're done covering a large area. Now we want to use our finer tip brush and just create some circles, some polka dots all over. And you can create, oh, you know what? So when you open up your paint, there might be a little bit of liquid on top. And what you want to do is mix that in. So sometimes the paint settles while it's on the shelf. So you just mix that in. So when you open up your paint, and if you see something like that, it's all good. It's normal. So just mix it in and it'll be ready to go. All right. So we're going to make some cool, simple circles. Just like this. And I'm going to do a couple of each color to make it really nice and colorful. And kind of just put them anywhere you want. And we're going to do some different sizes. So these are somewhat larger. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm going to wash out my paintbrush, but now I'm going to use the other side, the plastic side of my paintbrush, and dip that in our paint and make much smaller size polka dots. So that will create a more interesting looking Easter egg. And you don't have to do all blue dots. You can do whatever colors you want. But I am saving some room to add some other colors of dots. So just rinse off your brush. We'll close up the blue. And I think the next color I want to use will be orange. I think the orange will be cool. So let's see here. We'll mix it up a little bit. All right. And add some orange. And this is going to be a dot a little bit smaller than the big blue ones and a little bit larger than the little blue ones. So this is our medium-sized dot. Cool. There we go. Already, if I were to find this painted rock on one of the walks that I do in the woods, I would be super happy and I would probably want to keep it. And I hope you guys are happy with your results so far too. Okay. And I would love to add some red now too. So this is super fun. I love it. Now, when you're doing this, once the dots dry, you can always go back and add another color of paint over the first colors of dots that you created. So you can keep adding more and more dots, however many you want. So you can kind of do whatever you'd like. All right, we'll mix up our red. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do little baby dots. So I'll rinse that out and use the other side of my brush. So simply just dip it in there, get some paint on there, and dot, dot, dot. Very cute. And if you want to get fancy and you have some of our other kits laying around, or maybe you have some components from some other kits, you can always add something like that to it, like rhinestones, and that would be really, really sparkly and catch someone's attention.
Very pretty.
Yeah, and you can find those at Michael's too, if you don't have them laying around. All right, so we're done with this one for now. So this is our first Easter egg rock. Awesome, I love it. So once it dries, we'll flip it over and add one of our stickers. So once you hide it, someone will be able to tag it on social media if they want to. So we'll put that one over here. Okay, I believe we want to create a nice background color for one of our transfers. So we have lots of ideas to do, but I do want to show you how to use our transfers before we forget to do one. So let's see here. Let's see if our friends can help me choose. On here, we have a rainbow, a sunshine, love, smile, rock star, a heart, stars, be happy, a turtle. So let's choose from here. Which one of these transfers would our friends like to see? And go ahead and, like Jennifer said, type that in. And then she'll be able to tell me which one we should use. I'll hold it up again so you can see.
Abby says a sunshine or be happy.
Sunshine or be happy. Okay.
Deborah says a turtle.
A turtle. Okay. Any other ideas?
Heart, be happy. So there's a little bit of everything.
All right. Well, I heard be happy twice. So we'll go ahead and use that one.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna prepare one of these rocks for our be happy. So I'm gonna paint it what color we'd like it to be. And I think I'm gonna show you how to do a little color mixing. So on an extra piece of paper, or maybe even like a paper plate, we're going to do a little color mixing here. And that means taking two colors of paint and mixing them together to create another color. So like anytime you want to create a lighter color of any of these colors that you have, take a scoop of white. I'll show you up closer. And go ahead and put that on your palette. This is my palette today, but in the past I've used paper plates or an actual plastic palette. But today this is what I have, so we're using this. And whenever you want to make a color lighter, you want to start with the lighter color down first. So that's why we put white down first. Now you can just scoop some of, I'm going to do a light blue. So we're going to scoop a little bit of the blue and we're going to add it to our white. Now we're just going to mix it. And if you don't mix it all the way, it actually looks marbly, and that's kind of cool looking too. But we're going to mix it all the way so it becomes an actual light blue. But I do love doing that marbly look, and maybe we'll do that on one of our rocks if we have time as well. So here's our light blue. Okay. So I'm going to cover our little rock with light blue, and that'll be our background for our be happy. Now, one thing I love about our transfers is that you can paint over them. So once you put the transfer on, you can let it dry a little bit and then use your fine tip paintbrush and add color to your transfer. So this is very light blue, but it's very pretty. It looks like the sky. There we go. And I put that on a little bit thick, so we're going to let that dry. Actually, here's another little tip, and this is kind of special. If you wanted to create, they call it an ombre or a gradient, you can take your rock that you just painted, and while the paint is still wet, you can dip your paintbrush just a little bit back into the blue, and from the bottom, just kind of paint upwards. and it will mix into that light blue just in a very, very kind of delicate way. So then your rock will have gone from light blue to dark blue. So you can see that little gradient happen. It's kind of magical, and it's very pretty, and it's very easy and fun to do. Okay, so we'll set that aside to dry. All right. All right, so while that one's drying, we can go ahead, we'll close up our paints while we're not using them. We'll cut out our transfer. And you'll notice that our transfer, there's a protective sheet over it, and that's to keep your transfers nice and safe while you're not using them. And if you've ever played with a fake tattoo, this is very similar. So when it's time, we'll take off the protective layer, we'll put the transfer down on the rock, we'll use our sponge and get a little wet and transfer the image onto the rock. Now again, our rock is a little bit wet to do this, so we'll just have it here all ready for when our rock is completely dry. So we'll put that to the side. Okay, we had so many other ideas. I thought this one might look like a rainbow. Someone had suggested doing a butterfly, and then this one I was going to do like a spring scene. So I'm so excited about the butterfly. Let's go ahead and jump in there first. So the butterfly that I have in mind has orange, mostly orange wings. So also, just another little tip, when you're not using your paintbrushes, you want to take them out of the water so the bristles can lay flat rather than getting bent on the bottom of the water cup. So we'll just keep our brushes out here when we're not using them. Okay, so using my pencil, I'm going to show you all what I see. I see this part here being the butterfly's top wing, just like that. And it's hard for you to see, I know, because this pencil is kind of light. And then down here, I see this being the butterfly's bottom wing. And this, we're looking at the butterfly as if we're looking at it from the side. So then here would be our butterfly head and our butterfly body. And that's about it. So I think it'll be pretty simple, and I think we can all do this. So here we go. Let's go ahead and we'll put our orange on for our butterfly wing. And our butterfly bottom wing. Yeah. And using the broad brush, it doesn't take very long at all to do this. All right, can you see the butterfly already? I can see it start taking shape already. All right, so put it down for a second. And we'll get some green to make the butterfly's body. And this is the first I'm using the green, so I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And we need a head. Hello, welcome. Welcome, little butterfly. And here's our body. Super cute. All right. And then I'm going to add a little bit of yellow into the wings just for decoration. It's kind of inspired by a monarch butterfly. If you've heard of a monarch type of butterfly, let's hear it. Let's see, type in yes or no if you know what a monarch butterfly is. And Jennifer, you can let us know how many of our viewers out there, our friends, actually knows what a monarch butterfly looks like.
We're getting lots of yeses.
Yay! Okay, since you all know what a monarch butterfly looks like, there's a good chance this doesn't look exactly like a monarch butterfly. But this is inspired by a monarch butterfly. So, and that's the fun part about art. It doesn't always have to look exactly like what you're painting, as long as you're having fun. So I'm going to add a couple little dots because that's fun too. Boop, boop. And around our wings. I seem to be in a bit of a polka dot type of a mood, so it seems. And I know monarchs have black and white on their bodies or on their wings as well. So I'll get some, I'll put that down for a second. And I'll get some black paint to do a little bit of outlining. And if you'd like to get a more exact line with your outlining, you could always use a permanent marker with a fine tip. And that will also help get that nice fine line. That's very helpful for writing things, like if you wanted to write on your rock, be happy instead of using the transfer, you could do that with a marker. There we go. I'll show you. So this is, it's a medium fine line. This is not a fine line, but it's doing the job here. So I'm just outlining our body and adding a couple little detail lines in there. And then I'll outline our wings. Hey. And when you do this, it gives your rocks more definition. And sometimes that just helps them look a little bit more finished. So here's our top wing. And here's our bottom wing. And also for you at home, it might be easier to have your rock on the table while you're doing this, but I'm holding mine up so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. There we go. And we'll put a little bit of definition around the details of our wings. Just like that. Like that. And like that. Okay, so here's what our butterfly looks like right now. And I think I need to give it some antenna, so it can kind of reach around the side. There we go. And here's our little antennas. All right, so you can go back in and add some more different colors if you'd like to your butterfly. You can make a blue one. You could have made a purple one. But this is our little monarch inspired butterfly for now. So thank you for your suggestion of a butterfly. Okay, let's see if our blue rock is all ready to add our transfer to it. Oh yeah, it's ready. So you can tell just by touching it. And if nothing comes out on your hand, it's all dry. Okay, so let's take the protective paper off of our transfer. And it's clear, so you might not be able to see it. There you go. Put that to the side. And then we're going to put our transfer face down onto our rock. And it's a little bit sticky, so it should stay in place. Oh yeah, let's take our brush out so it doesn't get bent. All right, and our sponge will get it a little bit wet and just push the water onto the transfer. And the idea is to get all of the paper wet, but not really dripping wet. So you just want to get it wet enough so the transfer loosens off of the paper, and then it will stick to the rock. Oh, I can tell. So already I can tell that it's loosening up a little bit. The fact that the paper is moving like that, that's a good sign. So when you see that, you can kind of just slide it off just like that. Now I do see a little bit where my H got a little bit wonky. So you can use the tip of your paintbrush, just put it back where it's supposed to be. There we go. There we are. And our B, just a little bit, just like that. Ta-da! Be happy. All right, so now I'm going to let this sit so it dries, and then we can go back in and we can paint the cloud whatever we want, or we can add maybe some little excited lines around the cloud, or whatever we want to put. We could even put little hearts. So we'll set that aside and we'll start on another rock. Okay. So Jennifer, if you don't mind reminding me what other suggestions we had for decorating our rocks.
Yes, we had a chick, a bee, an umbrella for April showers,
Oh,
a birdie, butterfly. Well, we just did a butterfly.
okay.
Oh,
So I love the idea of the
turtle.
umbrella. And how about if instead of making this our spring scene, we make this into an umbrella? I think that would be very cool to have an umbrella with lots of colors on it and maybe some raindrops falling around it. So let's do that. So I'm going to start by creating an umbrella shape, which is basically like a rounded, kind of like a rainbow, just like that. And then the bottom of the umbrella kind of swoops upward a little bit, kind of like upside down U's. And on an umbrella, that's where the little wires of the umbrella sit and help create the form of an umbrella. While I'm doing this, are there any questions out there for us?
Not right now, but I was just what is your favorite place that you've found a rock?
Oh, I love finding rocks when I go on walks out in the metro parks.
Oh,
So it's really fun because you're out in nature and you're not expecting to find something so colorful. And then all of a sudden you see something like this and it just brightens up your day. And it's really fun. And you know that someone took the time to decorate this rock and left it there, kind of like an Easter egg. They hid it and then you got to find it. So I love that. How about you? Do you have a favorite place to find a rock?
You know what? I found one at a grocery store before, and that was really fun. Expecting that. So
Oh, yeah.
friends, when you paint some rocks, make sure to hide them because it will surely bring someone a big smile and then they can hide another one. It's a really fun thing to do with your rocks.
I totally agree. All right, so we've drawn out our umbrella and we've got our handle, we've got our umbrella, and now I'm going to go ahead and mix a couple more colors. So I want to make a light purple and a pink color and maybe even a light green. So I'm going to scoop out some white so we can make all of those colors.
We actually got a friend, Valerie, asked if these rocks are sold at Michael's. And yes, so this is actually from our hide and seek rock painting kit. Meredith, whenever you get a sec, you could kind of show the box. Oh, perfect. So we actually have a series of these rock painting kits available at Michael's. We have a glow in the dark rock painting kit that you're going to get glow in the dark painting, glow in the dark paint, a paint pour rock painting kit where you're going to actually use the paint pouring technique and you get this beautiful kind of marbled look. That's the glow in the dark set. And we also have a hydro dip rock painting kit, which is really fun because it's almost like these skins that go onto the rocks in these really cool colors and patterns. And we'll even have a new rock painting kit launching at Michael's in September. So lots of fun and definitely just a great activity to do for kids of all ages.
Well said, Jennifer. I love all of our rock painting kits. It's so much fun. And everybody can do it. That any age can do this. As long as you can pick up a paintbrush, you should be all set. So here's our first color, which is purple. Or I should say lavender because I added some white to it. And I love our glow in the dark rock painting kit too, because the paints that you get really glow. And I would be happy to do that kit as a video too in the future. So if we do that, it would be great if you guys wanted to join us. And here's our pink. Here we have purple, or pink.
So all of our friends out there, have you found any rocks anywhere fun? Let us know in the chat or in the questions. And then we actually did have a question that came in. So Barb is asking, what is the white wash on the rock? And Barb, that is just a white paint that we like to do before we actually go in with the colors because it just helps the colors kind of pop more. And then we have another friend who's asking about the transfers and they wanted that explained again. So maybe we can kind of demonstrate that again, Meredith.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I would love to do another transfer. Yep, and so you hit it right on the head. Yep. So our white paint, it comes in our little set, and the white paint, just like all the other colors, is a weather resistant paint. So if you do put your rocks outside and it rains on them or it snows on them, the paint will stay in place. It will not run off of the rocks because we want to keep our environment nice and safe. So here we go. Now I should mention though, the transfers are not weather resistant. So if you do put a transfer on your rock, you might need to put some kind of a clear coat over your transfer to keep it in place. And that could be like clear nail polish, or sometimes they have safe varnishes that are clear that you could just paint over your rocks, and that should take care of your rock if you do put it outside.
So one of our friends said that they found a few rocks by light poles. That's cool.
Oh, what a great idea.
said they found some white rocks, and another friend said they love finding rocks.
Oh, good. Has anyone ever found a rock painted at the beach?
That's a good question. I have not.
Me neither. But if I did hide a rock at the beach, I would definitely want to use our little turtle transfer. And that would be really cute because I know that turtles lay eggs at the beach. So that would be fun. Okay, so we have our umbrella all painted in, and now it's time to add the raindrops around it. So I'll use the back of my brush again, like we did earlier. And we're gonna put a ton of little raindrops all around our umbrella, like April showers. Ooh, and you know what else would be cool for this rock in particular? If you had silver paint or some kind of a glitter to put over top of the raindrops. That would be really cool. And here we go. It's so easy to create little dots with the end of your paintbrush. It's so easy and fun, so I really love doing it. There you go. And we need some up here. There we are. And you could put different colors of raindrops too, because when the sun shines on rain, sometimes it might look like different colors. There we go. And just like we did before, I kind of want to define my umbrella a little bit more so you can see it. So I'm going to go ahead and use the blue and outline my umbrella so you can see it a little bit more. Here's our handle. And again, thank you for your recommendation of creating an umbrella, because I had not thought of that.
Jan said we found painted rocks at a Massachusetts park. That's
Oh, wow. Massachusetts, cool.
And Allison said I have at Block Island.
Oh. I wonder where Block Island is.
I'm not sure.
Well, I'll be sure to hide these rocks the next time I go to the park so someone can find them. Oh, but it would also be really cool for Easter to paint some rocks and then hide them instead of hiding Easter eggs, hiding some Easter rocks. All right, so here's our beautiful little umbrella with rain coming down around it. Again, thank you very much for your suggestion. I loved it. All right. So it looks like we have about 10 minutes until our class is over. So I think we have time for one more rock. Jennifer, do you have a thought as to what you would like to see on this rock? Do you want to see another transfer?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, oh, you know, we didn't do a foil transfer yet. Okay, I think we will do our heart-shaped, or should we do our clover shape? What do you think? Heart shape?
Yeah, let's do the heart.
The heart, okay.
And our friend Allison said that island is off of the coast of Rhode Island.
Oh, cool. I think I've actually been there. Okay, so for our transfers, just to go through the steps again, we cut out the transfer that we want to use. Now we just take off the protective sheet, the clear protective sheet that's on it. We put it face down on our rock, and it's a little bit sticky, so it should stay right there. We'll get our little baby sponge and just wet the tip of it and just put it straight down and push down so the white paper that the transfer is on gets nice and wet. And you just want to keep kind of pushing the water onto it. And with your sponge, you can kind of go around it so it follows the shape of the rock like that. And once the paper is wet enough, you might see the paper start shifting, like it just shifted right there. When it starts shifting, you know that it's wet enough, and you can kind of pick up one little edge and see, oh yeah, it's all done. You just peel it right off just like that. And if you see any wonky little areas, you can use the tip of your paintbrush to kind of move it back where it needs to go. There we go. And I think there's a little bit of an air bubble. And you can kind of use your paintbrush to push that down too. So ta-da! This is beautiful. When you find a foil transfer, it definitely catches your eye if you're out in nature. So there's that. Okay, now this one, we let it dry. So it's ready to be painted if you'd like to paint it. So let's go ahead and add some yellow to it. I think that will look really striking against the blue. Okay. And I think we'll kind of just go whoop, like a sunshine, although it's a cloud. It's a happy cloud, so it's radiating with yellow happiness. Yeah. Very fun. So friends out there, do you enjoy painting rocks? I hope so. And do you think you would be willing to jump on another class with me so we can paint some more rocks together? Let Jennifer know.
I think they would be. And we have a question. Are the transfers special for rocks, or could they use other transfers they may have at home?
Well, these transfers are special for this kit. So if you do have transfers at home, you might want to test them out and see if they work as well as these do. So if you do have like fake tattoos or something like that, I would say go ahead and give it a try and see if it works. There you go. And again, if you're using a transfer and you want to put it outside, you might need to cover it with a clear nail polish or a clear varnish in order to protect it so it doesn't fade away. That's a great question. All right, so do we have any other questions?
No, I think we're good.
Well, thank you, friends, so much. It was wonderful creating with you. And I look forward to the next time we can paint some rocks together or do another fun activity by Creativity for Kids, Faber-Castell, and with your team at Michaels. So thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye.